So next January, how will you begin uniting a divided city, a divided field, potentially? How are you going to work with your opponents to move forward over the next 4 years to promulgate the vision that we heard tonight? We have 30 seconds, and we'll start with you, Ms. Camila Sanchez.
I am not a leader who would allow my ego to stop me from working with anyone who I thought could help add value to making our city the safest big city in America, the cleanest big city in America. As Democrats and Republicans in Harrisburg and Washington, D.C., my colleagues, former colleagues here, and those of you in the audience, anybody who can add value to making us be the greatest city that we can be, there's room for you in the Parker administration. When I first met Councilwoman Marion Tasco and Augusta Clark, I had won an oratorical contest in the school district of Philadelphia. This is no exaggeration. I recently looked at a copy of that speech, and I said a line in that speech, I, Cherelle Parker, was a child who most people thought would never succeed. In fact, they almost had me thinking the same thing. And then whatever it was in the middle. But then there was a line when I said, but when I look into the future, I can see good. I am a product of very humble beginnings. My mother was a single teenage mother. She got pregnant with me at 15 and gave birth to me at 16. And so my grandparents from birth essentially assumed responsibility of caring for me. My grandmother was a domestic worker. My grandfather was a Navy veteran, and they received public assistance to care for me. I will often describe myself as, I'm not a Cosby kid like Rudy and Theo and Vanessa, and Denise. I'm not like Beaver, and Wally from Leave It to Beaver. I describe my life as being more like Thelma, Michael, and JJ in the Evans family from Good Times, except I didn't live in a high rise. I lived in a beautiful row home on a tree-lined block in Northwest Philadelphia, and my grandparents did the best they could with what they had. There was a village in my neighborhood. I would call it now, that village was a part of my human infrastructure, the human infrastructure that looked after me. I don't care if we're talking about teachers in school, neighbors, friends, Little League. I'm an Oak Lane Wildcat. I was a cheerleader. I ran track for the Philadelphia Flames. Were it not for my village, my human infrastructure, Cherelle Parker wouldn't be here today.
So are y'all ready to rumble? Yeah! Let's do it, y'all. We appreciate you all so very much for being here. I'm Cherelle Parker. I'm running for mayor of the city of Philadelphia. And with your support, we will make sure we get it done. Thank you for being here.
When Langston was born, my first and only child, Langston was born July the 15th. I was turning 40 years old in less than 2 months. September the 9th was my birthday when I was turning 40. So everything with me was late. I was actually a member of the Pennsylvania House of Representatives when Langston was born. And I can remember Ben and I were talking, and we knew Langston was coming. It was like, whoa, how in the world am I going to be able to do this and my job?
Oh, tie your shoes, please. Hello, Mr. Langston. I have a cousin named Langston. That's my first cousin.
Langston, who are you named after? Who are you named after?
Who are you named after? Say it again.
A lady by the name of Gladys James came into my life. We call her the super mom. Langston's dad, although he and I, are divorced, he and I work together to ensure that we are co-parenting in the best possible way, to ensure that Langston has everything that he needs to become a very strong, solid, contributing member of society. So I do it with the village. Parents, we've had to talk with our son. I'm Cherelle Parker.
Well, you hear it all too. Everybody is like,
Yeah, I hear it all.
dress this way, walk this way, do your hair this way, do your makeup this way, say it this way, say it differently. I think it's unique for women county. It's especially unique for black women. I mean, I've worked with a lot of counties. Cherelle gets more advice than anybody I've ever, and it's just like, at a certain point, nobody even thinks to like check themselves. Like,
I'm Cherelle Parker. As your next mayor, I'll bring, let's just say, a different touch.
Great. And again, we're going to flip all bring and then let's just say. So,
Say it again.
I'm Cherelle Parker. As your next mayor, I'll bring, let's just say, a different touch.
To whom much is given, much is required. As a black woman, I think about black women in America, black women who've been elected to politics. Does it make me quite emotional when I'm leaning down and I'm looking into the eyes of a young black girl from any walk of life, and I'm able to look at her and say, I'm working hard to do this right now so that if you decide in the future that this is what you want to do, you won't have to walk through a way where there is no blueprint for you. And I know that it's possible because Cherelle Parker has been able to achieve it, but it's going to be even better when Cherelle Parker wins in this primary election, May 2020.